Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, when did I start looking this tired? Or maybe you've even noticed that little things like getting out of a chair or remembering where you put your keys are just a bit harder than they used to be. You're not alone. Aging is a natural part of life, but the speed at which we age, it's something we actually have more control over than most people think. In fact, many of the things we do every single day without realizing, it could be quietly speeding up the aging process. And the worst part, these habits don't always seem dangerous. They might even feel normal. But over time, they wear you down, rob you of energy, and make you feel older than you really are. That's why in this video, we're going to talk about 6 daily habits that can speed up aging after 65 and what you can do instead to stay vibrant, sharp, and strong. Because here's the truth. You deserve to feel good in your body at any age. You deserve to wake up with purpose, move with ease, and enjoy your days without feeling like life is slowly slipping away. So, let's dive into one of the sneakiest aging accelerators out there. Something so many people do out of habit, and it's especially common in retirement. I'm talking about too much sitting. I'm not saying you should never relax or enjoy your favorite chair. Of course not. You've earned your rest. But sitting for hours and hours every day without getting up to stretch, move, or walk is one of the most harmful things for your body and brain. Scientists call it the new smoking because the effects of prolonged sitting can actually increase your risk of heart disease, diabetes, and even dementia. Think about it, how our bodies were made to move. When we stop moving, everything starts to slow down. Muscles weaken, joints stiffen, circulation gets sluggish. And that mental fog, if sitting too long plays a role there too. The good news is, you don't need to hit the gym or run a marathon. Simply standing up every 30 minutes, walking around the house, stretching your arms, or even doing light chores can wake your body up and signal to your brain, hey, we're still alive and kicking. Movement is medicine, especially as we age. So the next time you catch yourself sinking into the couch for hours, just pause and ask, have I moved in the last hour? That one question can change your whole day. Now let us talk about something that might surprise you even more. Skipping meals or eating too little. It sounds counterintuitive, right? Especially with all the talk these days about intermittent fasting and calorie cutting. But for people over 65, not eating enough, especially protein, can fast-track aging. Why? Because your body starts to break down muscle faster as you age. And if you're not fueling it properly, you'll lose strength, balance, and even independence. Think of food as your internal repair kit. Every bite you take is either building you up or breaking you down. And when you skip meals or snack on empty calories like crackers, cookies, or processed foods, your body misses the nutrients it needs to stay strong. Protein is especially critical. It helps preserve muscle, supports your immune system, and keeps you energized. So if breakfast for you is just a cup of tea and a piece of toast, it might be time for an upgrade. Try adding a boiled egg, some Greek yogurt, or even a small smoothie. And don't forget to spread protein throughout the day, not just at dinner. This one shift alone can help you feel more stable on your feet, protect your bones, and keep your metabolism humming like it should. Now that we've looked at how sitting too much and undereating can silently wear you down, there's another habit that works quietly in the background, often going unnoticed, and that's poor sleep. But before we get into that, take a moment and ask yourself, how well did I sleep last night? If the answer is anything less than pretty well, this next part might hit close to home. It's funny how sleep can be such a simple act, just lying down and closing your eyes, yet as we get older, it somehow becomes more complicated. Maybe you wake up several times during the night. Maybe you toss and turn, watching the hours tick by. Maybe you fall asleep fine, but never feel fully rested in the morning. And here's the kicker. Poor sleep doesn't just make you tired. Over time, it actually accelerates aging from the inside out. It messes with your memory, weakens your immune system, and even adds years to your biological age. Yes, years. Sleep is when your body repairs itself. Your brain clears out toxins, your cells recover. And when you consistently miss out on deep, restful sleep, those repairs don't happen the way they should. Imagine trying to drive your car every day without ever getting an oil change. Eventually, something's going to break down, and your body's no different. If you're relying on late-night TV to fall asleep, or checking your phone in bed, or drinking caffeine too late in the day, those habits might seem small, but they chip away at your quality of sleep, and the damage builds up. What helps? Start by creating a simple wind-down routine. No screens an hour before bed. Dim the lights. Sip something warm and calming like chamomile tea. Let your body know, gently and consistently, that it's time to rest. And if your mind is racing with worries or to-do lists, keep a small notebook by your bed. Write them down and leave them there. You're not ignoring your problems. You're simply choosing peace for the night. Because restful sleep isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity for aging well. Now, here's another habit that can add invisible years to your life. If you not careful, isolation. As we get older, it's common to lose touch with people. Kids move away. Friends pass on. We retire, and suddenly our days aren't as full. First, a little solitude might feel peaceful, even welcome. But when alone time turns into loneliness, it starts to hurt in ways we don't always see right away. In fact, studies now show that chronic loneliness is as damaging to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. That's not just poetic, it's scientific. The heart suffers, the brain slows, depression creeps in. And what's worse is that loneliness often makes us feel like we're the only ones going through it. But you're not. So many people over 65 feel this exact same way. They just don't talk about it. The good news is, even small moments of connection can make a big difference. A quick chat with a neighbor, a phone call with an old friend, volunteering, joining a walking group, going to a community event even, if it's just once a week, can lift your mood and extend your life in ways no pill ever could. Don't wait for others to reach out first. Take the first step. A simple hello can open a door. Because humans weren't meant to go through life alone. And connection, real human connection, is one of the strongest medicines we have against aging. Now let's talk about something a little more invisible but just as powerful. Stress. Not the sudden, intense kind that comes with emergencies, but the slow, constant hum of everyday worry. The kind that creeps in when you feel like your best years are behind you, when bills pile up, when your body doesn't move the way it used to, when you wonder if anyone even notices you anymore. That kind of stress sits in your body like a toxin, releasing chemicals that damage your heart, weaken your immune system, and accelerate the aging of your cells. And here's the hard truth. The body doesn't know the difference between real danger and emotional stress. It reacts the same way, flooding you with hormones, increasing inflammation, and pushing your system into overdrive. Day after day, this wears you down, even if you look fine on the outside. So how do you fight back? It starts with awareness. Catch those thoughts when they spiral. Remind yourself that you not defined by what's gone by what you still have and what you still can do. Practice gratitude. Take 5 minutes in the morning to list 3 things you're thankful for, no matter how small. Breathe deeply. Take a walk. Listen to music. Say no to things that drain you, and yes to things that light you up, even if no one else understands it. You don't need to earn peace. You deserve it, simply because you're here. Because you're still living, and life is still worth living fully. Let's pause for a moment. You've just taken in a lot about sleep, loneliness, and stress. 3 things that may seem out of your control, but I promise they're not. And as we continue, you'll see that even the smallest change, like what you think, how you move, and who you let into your day, can slow the clock in ways you never expected. Now that we've opened up about how stress, loneliness, and poor sleep can quietly chip away at our health, let's talk about something that hides in plain sight. Movement, or rather, the lack of it. After 65, it's easy to slow down. That's perfectly natural. But when sitting becomes your default position for hours on end, it begins to steal more than just your strength. It takes your flexibility. It weakens your muscles, stiffens your joints. And before you know it, everyday tasks like bending to tie your shoes or standing up from a chair start feeling like big challenges. That's not just aging. That's disuse. The old saying, use it or lose it, becomes more true with each passing year. Your body wants to move, it's designed for it. And you don't need to run marathons or lift heavy weights. Just getting up and walking around the house every hour can make a difference. Stretching in the morning, marching in place while you wait for the kettle to boil, taking a short walk after meals. These aren't exercises, they're life-preserving habits. They keep your blood flowing, your joints moving, and your mind clear. It's not about perfection. It's about momentum. Every little movement tells your body, I'm still in this. I still want to live fully. Your body will respond with strength, flexibility, and energy you didn't know was still in you. You, Dan T, need to do what you did at 40. But doing something is always better than doing nothing. And consistency is what counts most. So, if you've been sitting for hours today, maybe this is your cue. Stand up. Stretch. Take a deep breath. Another sneaky aging trap. Eating without intention. Not necessarily eating too much, but eating the wrong things or skipping meals altogether. After 65, your body processes food differently. You need more nutrients, not more calories. But when habits like skipping breakfast, eating processed snacks, or relying too much on sugary or salty foods become routine, they take a toll. They spike inflammation, drain your energy, disrupt your digestion, and silently weaken your immune system and bones. Food isn't just fuel, it's information. Every bite you take tells your body something. So, what is your body hearing from you each day? Is it getting the message of vitality or the message of decline? Choosing colorful vegetables, lean proteins, healthy fats. And whole grains isn't just about being healthy. It's about building a body that's harder to break, that fights off illness faster, that recovers more quickly, yes, that ages more slowly. It's not about dieting or cutting everything you love. It's about making better choices, one plate at a time. Maybe today you swap white bread for whole grain, or add a handful of spinach to your soup, or drink water before reaching for a sweetened drink. These choices add up. Over weeks and months, they change how you feel, how you move, and how your body heals. So ask yourself, what's one small change I can make today to nourish myself better? And then do it not because you have to, but because you deserve to thrive. And that brings us to one final habit that quietly speeds up aging, especially after 65. Giving up on learning. Now, this one might surprise you. But the truth is, your brain needs challenge, variety, and stimulation just as much as your muscles do. When we stop learning new things, when we stop being curious, our brains start to slow, memory slips, focus weakens, and we begin to lose a little bit of who we are. But here's the good news. It's never too late to learn something new. Whether it's picking up a new hobby, reading about a topic you've always been curious about, or even learning a few words in another language, every new challenge sparks growth. It builds new neural pathways. It keeps your mind sharp. It brings back that spark of excitement you may have thought was long gone. Learning doesn't have to be big or dramatic. Maybe you try a new recipe, watch a documentary, take up light gardening, learn to use a new app on your phone. These small challenges send a big message to your brain. We're still growing. We're still alive. And the brain listens, it adapts, it strengthens, and it supports your independence and joy for years to come. So let's take a breath. You've just walked through 6 daily habits that, if left unchecked, can age you faster than time itself. And maybe you recognized yourself in a few of them. That's okay. That means you're aware. And awareness is the beginning of real change. You don't have to fix everything overnight. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to begin. Maybe that means going for a walk after this video, or putting down your phone an hour before bed tonight, or calling someone you haven't spoken to in a while. Each small step is a powerful vote for your future. And when those steps become habits, they start to turn back the clock not just on your body, but on your spirit too. If this video gave you something to think about, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which of these habits surprised you the most? Which one are you ready to change today? Your story might inspire someone else reading it. So don't hold back, share your voice. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more content made just for you. Remember, aging isn't about decline, it's about becoming more of who you really are. Stronger, wiser, more intentional, and more alive than ever. We're here's to living fully every day at every age.